You're rushing to join a video call, and a little box pops up asking you to verify you're human. Or maybe you click a link to donate to a charity. These are normal, everyday clicks. But right now, those exact actions are being used as traps in a high-stakes digital war. The conflict between Russia and Ukraine spans physical trenches and digital screens. For people walking the sidewalks of Kyiv, an ordinary web browser is an active combat zone. Recently, cybersecurity researchers uncovered a massive, ongoing wave of digital attacks aimed directly at Ukrainian infrastructure. The group behind these strikes is a newly discovered Russia-linked team known as GREYVIBE. Usually, a spy campaign of this scale requires elite military-trained hackers, but investigators noticed something strange about GREYVIBE. The people pulling the strings don't seem to be top-tier government operatives. They look a lot more like average, everyday internet scammers. So how are they pulling this off? The specialized technical knowledge once required to launch these attacks is no longer a barrier. Today, anyone with the right software can turn an ordinary website into a tool for international espionage. GREYVIBE is accelerating its work using generative AI platforms. Instead of spending weeks manually writing complex code, these scammers type a simple request, and the AI will instantly spit out a complete, highly convincing fake website. One of their main strategies is called DroneLink. Using their AI tools, the group quickly generates exact replicas of real charitable foundations that support the Ukrainian military. To a person looking to donate, the website looks entirely authentic. Clicking a link on that fake charity site triggers an invisible process. A malicious package travels straight into the computer's core folders. This software, called Legion Relay, acts like a ghost at the keyboard, silently stealing documents, screenshots, and private messages. 5 years ago, building a trap that could silently bypass modern security software required deep expertise. Hackers had to understand exactly how an operating system worked to find a weakness. AI has fully automated that technical labor. By generating both the code and the disguises, these platforms allow street-level cybercriminals to launch operations that look like the work of state-sponsored spies. Because it is so easy to generate these traps, GREYVIBE casts a very wide net. They are hitting government offices and large businesses, but also everyday civilians. They tailor traps to specific targets. In one campaign, the group generated flawless replicas of Russian military login screens. The goal was to trick Ukrainian troops on the ground into entering their credentials, thinking they had stumbled into an enemy terminal. In another, they preyed on people trying to help their neighbors. By spoofing humanitarian aid groups, they infected the computers of volunteers and donors who were actively organizing critical relief efforts. These attacks rely on human psychology. The hackers are exploiting the stress, urgency, and compassion of people living through a war. But relying so heavily on artificial intelligence comes with a massive downside for the hackers. Generating thousands of lines of code in seconds makes them very fast, but it also makes them extremely sloppy. When AI writes malicious software, it often stitches things together awkwardly. It introduces obvious design flaws that act like a map, exposing exactly how the virus talks to the hacker's servers. For cybersecurity analysts, these code flaws act like glowing fingerprints. Scanning the code for structural errors allowed investigators to track the footprints back to their source. The trail didn't lead to a state-sponsored agency, but straight to known online financial scams and criminal hubs. The researchers found even more proof of the group's amateur origins. During development, the group actually uploaded their early, untested viruses to public security websites to see if they would get caught. Buried deep in the code files, analysts even found slang terms normally used on internet message boards, with labels like cute ooh and let's roll boyos. Artificial intelligence has given ordinary scammers the tools to launch devastating countrywide espionage campaigns, but those same tools leave behind a messy, traceable trail. As these attacks get easier to build, the sharp eyes of security researchers are our best defense against them.